Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Worth Minds. I'm your host, Deep, and as you know, this is the space where we dive into stories of leadership, legacy, and luxury, the three pillars that inspire us to think bigger about business and life. Today's guest is someone who has built his career on keeping people connected. He's the founder and managing director of Armstrong Bell, a telecommunications provider that's been helping businesses stay connected and competitive for more than 2 decades. He's a seasoned entrepreneur, a leader with vision, and someone who understands both the challenges and opportunities of running a business in a rapidly changing world. Please welcome William Copley. William, thank you for joining us, Jonathan. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Deep. I'm delighted to be here and really looking forward to our conversation.
William, let's begin with your story. Armstrong Bell has been around for over 20 years, but every entrepreneurial journey has that moment where it all begins. Take us back. What inspired you to start Armstrong Bell? And what were those early days like?
Well, back then, telecoms looked very different. I saw a gap for a company that wasn't just selling phone lines, but actually solving communication problems for businesses. The early days were, of course, tough. Small team, limited resources, lots of long hours, but also incredibly exciting. We built trust customer by a customer, and that's how Armstrong Bell grew.
That's the part people don't always see, the grind behind the growth. Over 2 decades in business is no small feat. What would you say has been one of your proudest milestones along this journey?
One big milestone was expanding from a traditional telecoms business into offering cloud services. It showed that we could adapt to industry change. But honestly, I'm proudest of the team we've built. Seeing people grow, develop, and stick with us long term. That to me is real success.
That's a perfect bridge into leadership. William, as someone leading a business in a sector that's constantly evolving, how would you describe your leadership style?
I'd call it pragmatic but people focused. I like to give my team autonomy. I trust them to deliver. I'm there to guide, set vision, remove obstacles, but I believe in letting people own their work.
And when you look at leadership today, especially in the context of SMEs and entrepreneurs, what do you think leaders often get wrong? And what do you think they should do differently?
I think sometimes leaders get caught up in short-term gains. They forget that leadership is about building something sustainable. For me, leadership is about consistency and about doing right by your people and customers.
That connects us perfectly to legacy, which is one of our key pillars at Worth Minds. William, when you think about your own legacy, both personally and through Armstrong Bell, what do you want it to stand for?
I'd like Armstrong Bell to be remembered as a business that genuinely cared about its customers. Not the biggest, but one of the most trusted. And personally, I want to be remembered as someone who led with integrity, who supported people, and who left things better than he found them.
That's powerful. And on a personal note, what do you hope your leadership and entrepreneurial journey teaches the next generation of business owners, maybe even your family or future founders looking up to you?
I'd hope it teaches them that success isn't just about money. It's about freedom, choices, and creating opportunities for others.
Which brings me to the third Worth Minds pillar, luxury. William, for some, luxury is material. For others, it's more about freedom, experiences, or peace of mind. What does luxury mean to you in your life and in your work?
For me, luxury is time, having the space to enjoy life with my family, to travel, to step back from the day-to-day hustle. In business, luxury is also about building something sustainable enough that you're not constantly firefighting, but can focus on the bigger picture.
That's such an interesting perspective. Do you feel that many entrepreneurs undervalue this idea of time as luxury and focus too heavily on just the hustle?
Yes, definitely. The hustle is important, but if you never pause, you burn out. Building a business is a marathon, not a sprint.
That's a great point. William, if you could share just one piece of advice with a new entrepreneur listening to this podcast, something you wish you had known earlier in your journey, what would it be?
I'd say, don't underestimate the power of persistence. Things will go wrong, markets will shift, and competitors will challenge you. But if you stay consistent, keep adapting, and don't give up too soon, you'll be amazed at what you can build.
I love that. Persistence over perfection. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you something lighter. Running a telecoms business for 20 years must come with some funny or unexpected stories. Is there one that still makes you laugh today?
Oh, yes. Early on, we once set up a phone system for a client, and somehow the line got rerouted to a takeaway shop by mistake. For a week, they were getting orders for pizzas instead of business calls. Needless to say, we fixed it quickly, but it gave everyone a laugh.
That's brilliant. And also a reminder that in business, even mistakes can turn into stories that stick with you. When you look back at moments like that, how do they shape the way you see resilience and humor in leadership?
They remind me that you can't take yourself too seriously. Mistakes happen. What matters is how you respond and how you keep people on side through it.
That's a great note to end on. William, thank you so much for joining us on Worth Minds. Your journey, your leadership, and your insights on legacy and luxury, they've been truly inspiring.
Thank you, Deep. It's been a pleasure.
And to everyone listening, remember this: leadership is about service, legacy is about impact, and luxury is about the freedom to enjoy the journey. This is Worth Minds. I'm Deep. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, keep leading, keep building, and keep creating your worth.